So today I'm here in the candle making room and I am going to chat with you about some updates on some things while I get these wax melt samples situated. So if you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Erica and I am the owner of Memory Box Candle Co. and also this YouTube channel. And I make content all about starting a candle business and the journey that goes along with that. So today's video, I am going to just be getting these all situated in the wax melt sample little baggies. So this is how we offer our samples for both retail and wholesale. I did have an idea of doing those scent sample cards, but I just haven't figured out exactly aesthetically how I want to go about doing it. I had an idea of doing basically the scent on the card and then having a sticker where you peel back and you smell it to know what scent it is. But the only sticker that I was able to find that could be kind of removable is just a matte white sticker. And I don't know. I'm just not liking the way that it's turning out. I have a feeling that I may possibly do it a different way. I don't know. But for right now, we're just sticking with the wax melt samples. And also people can actually try the product by doing it this way. So what we use, before I get into the talk, because I know I will get a ton of questions. So what we do is we use these. So these are from clearbags.com. They're called Artisan Candy Boxes. And we reuse this for all the scents. So we have, I think, 2 for each scent. And they're just these little squares, little small amount of wax melt sample. And then we put it into these glassine bags. And I believe these are 2 inches by 3 inches or something like that. I can look it up and find out. But I get these from Uline. I think you can also get them from Amazon as well. And then I made these little stickers that go along with it. So these are just small little stickers that go right onto it. And they go just like that. Actually, let me double check. I haven't done these in so long. Do they go vertical or do they go horizontal? Yeah, they go horizontal. I swear, you guys, Chris does everything. I hardly do any of this anymore. So let me put it on correct before I finish up. But what I'm gonna do is more of like a bulk at a time. So what we do is we empty all of the wax melts onto here and then we put it into bags and then we go ahead and put the stickers on. And it just makes things a lot easier by doing it that way. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. You may hear my son in the background. My mom is over here right now and he is playing and running around like crazy in the hallway. I used to only film whenever he was asleep. And I don't know, he doesn't do like the super high pitched screams all the time now. He used to do it a lot more when he was a little bit younger. So it's a slightly more quiet, just a little bit. So we'll see. But I just wanted to chat about some updates over the past couple of weeks. And just kind of, I don't know, give you an update on my thoughts and my experiences and just kind of chat a little bit mainly about Black Friday, my winter limited edition release, and then also what is going on with Accu-blend and Soy 10. So let's start off with Black Friday. So Black Friday was, it wasn't terrible, but it definitely was not my best Black Friday at all. And you know, I think it's kind of universal. I think a lot of people didn't really have that good of a Black Friday. I don't know if it was because of the election. I don't know if it's just because of the economy. I have no idea. It's crazy because our wholesale experience overall has been really great year round, and also for this end of the year as well. Definitely slower in December. I'd have to check the numbers from last year to see how we're kind of matching up and comparing, but I know that overall we're like definitely way under than what we typically are month to month, specifically in like the Q3, Q4 time of year. But when it comes to wholesale, we've done really well. But retail, I mean, retail overall, we have a lot to work on. We have a lot to work on for retail because we've been so focused with wholesale that retail has kind of taken a back burner for a while now. So I think I've talked about it, but that is definitely a goal for next year, to really get more sales going with retail and direct to consumer. But yeah, Black Friday, I mean, it was fine. Again, it was just, I'm very thankful for the sales. What's really interesting is the fact that I had this idea for another limited edition release, because I did my very first limited edition, limited quantity candle with the Halloween haunted candle that I came out with it was the very end of September, early October. And that sold out within less than 24 hours. It was so popular. It was so, desired and, wanted and all that kind of stuff. And then I created my winter candle, and that one I will pop up right over there. And that was my woodland candle. And it's really nice. It's a very, very Christmassy, pine, vanilla, cinnamon. It's very warm. I really like that one a lot, but I understand that it came at like a very poor time. I think that the launch of my rebrand, and did I even talk about this on my channel yet? Like how that all went and the feedback and all that kind of stuff. Cause that was right when Black Friday happened, was like right around my rebrand launch. And it just all kind of like blended in together. So basically my rebrand launch, I was so excited for it, and I got a lot of good feedback on it, but not a lot of sales right away. And I was kind of like, is it because people are kind of expecting there to be a Black Friday sale? So I thought, you know what, I'm going to add on a Black Friday sale. And then I started getting a lot more orders in. Go figure, it's right before Black Friday. Why would people purchase at full price when I'm just going to be ready a sale a few days later? It was just poor timing for the launch of the rebrand. I just didn't want to miss out on Black Friday, and I didn't want to rush it too early beforehand. So it was just one of those things where it definitely taught me a lesson of timing. So the rebrand launch and Black Friday kind of merged into one together, and it just was what it was. I mean, it was so exciting to finally get it out there and get the feedback and have my, new updated, kind of vibe, I guess you will, to the brand, but just everything being cohesive. I mean, I know you can't really see, but it's so nice. Oh yeah, this is empty. So that's more of like stock over there. Oh, you can see it on camera. But everything is so cohesive now with the look of the labels and the design. And it's not like the nostalgia collection with like that little icon or picture on it anymore. And it just is so nice. I love it. I just think it looks so nice. It's like just really cohesive, and it matches now with wholesale, and it just is very nice. I'm very happy that I did it. But it was definitely a lesson learned with just, I don't know, the rebrand and just experiencing that, launching, and then having it be right around Black Friday. It was just, I don't know. It definitely didn't turn out as I thought, but it wasn't too bad. It was just, I don't know. I guess I was more or less just happy that I finally followed through with the rebrand, got it done, it's launched, and now I can work on the goals for next year, for 2025. And then with the limited edition release, that took a little bit to sell out of those ones. And, I was really not expecting too much out of that one because, again, the timing was just not great. It was December 6th, which is a week after Black Friday. So I really wasn't expecting a lot. But, there were quite a few people that wanted to get it pretty quickly after I did release it. It wasn't, again, nearly like the haunted candle, but it gave me some insight into, okay, so how am I going to do the next one? How am I going to work on promoting that? I know I was so focused on the rebrand that I didn't promote it as much as I should have. But I've really been working on more content on my Instagram. If you've been following me recently, what I decided to do was really just kind of merge the rest of my life in with my brand. That is the most natural way that I realized that if I'm going to make content on my Instagram, it has to be in a way that's going to make sense with my life and not something that's going to feel out of place for me. So I spent some time in the kitchen and just filmed myself making cookies and, made a reel. And it was kind of a silly reel in a way. I didn't even know what I was going to do when I was filming the content. And that's actually a big piece of advice I have for you is if you are working in your candle room and you have no idea what kind of content you would post, just film what you're doing and then figure it out later. You can always put bits and pieces together. You can do kind of what I did in this reel right here, where I have kind of background footage going on and I have text on the screen. I have plans to do more, you know, videos like that. Those do really well in terms of engagement. And they are lower, I guess, what's the word? They don't take really long to put together, except for, you know, the text and the captions and stuff that you're writing on there. But overall, you know, I've learned that just record what you're doing, and I can always use the same footage later on if I need to for another kind of reel. So I actually have been following through with making more content on Instagram, and I'm really proud of myself for actually doing that, because it is a lot of work to be consistent with that. So every so often I'll have an idea of some kind of reel or content that I want to post on Instagram, and I'll write it down and just make sure that I know, you know, I want to do whatever kind of video that I want to post and what my main goal is with that. So when I'm posting about, you know, like cooking or, you know, I just did a poll yesterday asking people how they felt about coconut. Was it yesterday or the day before, or this morning? I can't remember. Today is a very long day. And you know, I don't know. I know I've mentioned this before, but I'm just getting a lot more kind of laid back and more personal, and talking about more personal things on there, and motherhood and homemaking and business stuff, and merging it all into one, and just kind of making that all about my brand now, because it feels the most natural for this part of my life. And that kind of content is going to hopefully attract my ideal customer that's going to enjoy that content, share that content, and then hopefully that shared content will be shared with somebody who would also want to purchase my candles as well. So that is definitely the goal with that. And then last thing I want to talk about is, for those of you that use soy 10 and or coconut 83, you know that Accu-blend is the manufacturer of that wax. And I think we were all shocked when was it? It was last week sometime, because it was the day that I was going to go live talking about the woodland candle on Instagram. It was right before I was going to go live, and I got that email from Accu-blend. And I was completely thrown off. I was not expecting to get that email, and it really scared me at first, thinking that they were going to completely just shut down their business and there was going to be no more soy 10. I was so nervous about that. But the first thing I did was I jumped onto one of the websites that I get supplies from, and I purchased soy 10. I'm sure that it's like completely sold out now at, you know, almost every place. But we were running really low on soy 10. So I just was like, I have to order this now, because I have gone back and forth between getting wax from Cal Candle and then getting wax from Accu-blend, depending on how much wax we were needing. And if you don't know, Accu-blend is very close to where we live. So we're within driving distance of them, which was probably the coolest thing that I had ever found out when I got started with candle making, and learned that the manufacturer of the wax was so close to us. But it definitely became, you know, something where when that email came in, I immediately thought, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to change our wax. But it doesn't seem like they are getting rid of soy 10. So from my understanding of the situation, they are rebranding, essentially. So they're rebranding Accu-blend from just the wax manufacturer over to Clean Science, which I'm not real wild about the name, because it sounds very similar to Candle Science's Clean Scents. So like Candle Science and Clean Scents mixed together, they're Clean Science. I don't know. I feel like they could have come up with a different name. But I don't know. I guess they're going to be like a regular candle supplier. So not just wax, but also jars and wicks and fragrances and all that kind of stuff, which could be really cool to have them that close, especially because I know that they're wanting to do more like cleaner fragrances similar to Candle Science, I'm assuming. I mean, I am very loyal to Candle Science, I will say. I get primarily our fragrance oils from them, but I am not opposed to trying out. I mean, obviously we get, you know, we don't get everything from Candle Science, but I'm interested to try it out. So as far as I know, they are trying to get batches of Soy 10 made. I think maybe Coconut 83 as well. And they are behind on the raw materials, and they're waiting on that in order to manufacture them. And I don't know if there's customers that are waiting for their orders from Accu-blend to actually be completed so that they can go pick it up or get it shipped or whatever. But the weird thing is that we were actually thinking about placing a wax order really soon. So I don't know when the soonest is that we'll be able to place an order with them. So that's why we, you know, got, I think it was 6 boxes of Soy 10 coming in the mail. I think we actually got it in today. So at least we have that in the meantime, but I know that some of you are probably stressing out about, you know, where you're going to get your Soy 10 or Coconut 83. Like, it's just a scary thing because we have our businesses to run, and it can be just, you know, when you need your supplies, you need your supplies. So it gave me a little bit of a scare, and I'm not gonna lie. My first thought was like, oh my gosh, like they're not gonna have Soy 10. What do we do? What other wax do I use? And my first instinct was to just like go to Cow Candle and see like what kind of waxes they have and like start the testing process. But I'm very happy that Soy 10 is still going to be there with this new company. They say the formulation is not going to change, but that is all I know. So I only know what they've sent in their emails. Of course, people were hitting them up like crazy. I did not directly email Accu-blend at all, knowing like, you know, they're going to have so many people calling and emailing them. And they have been sending email updates based on like frequently asked questions and stuff like that. The main thing is, you know, the waxes that are staying, is the formulation changing? I think they said this is all going to take place beginning of January. They're going to switch over entirely to the new brand. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy that it's still going to be available. It's just kind of hard in this in-between transition period of like, okay, well, when am I going to be able to get the wax? So, you know, I guess it is what it is. I want to hear about if any of you use Soy 10 or Coconut 83, if you got the email from Accu-blend, if you've heard about it through your candle supplier, because I know that probably many of you have not gone directly to Accu-blend to purchase from them before. So maybe some of you did not get the email. I know that they used to sell other waxes. I don't exactly know what, because I only ever use Soy 10. But I'm sure that there's some people who were using waxes that they're no longer going to be carrying, which kind of sucks. So yeah, let me know. What are your thoughts? Do you use Soy 10 or Coconut 83? Have you heard of this switch and this kind of limbo area that everybody's in right now? I'd be interested to hear kind of your thoughts on everything. But I think that's all I wanted to talk about in today's video. Just kind of get caught up with, I guess, the relevant, like recent things that have happened over the past couple of weeks. And yeah, so I'm going to finish up this scent right here and yeah, go back out and get some other work done, because there's still more work to be done. I have to get everything figured out for taxes, which is always fun because we're getting down to the end of the year. So I have to make sure my QuickBooks is updated, profit and loss, all that kind of stuff. So I'll be making a video kind of going over that with you guys as well. Just the end of year totals of revenue like I always do every year, which is kind of cool that I started that back in 2020 and I can look back on all these years to see the progress in different areas. So yeah, but I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to leave this video a big thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at MemoryBoxCandleCo, and I will see you in my next video.